Stop running away. Stop fighting like a coward. If you go backwards, you're a coward. I don't go backwards. I only go forwards. I spent a long time going backwards. Guys would come after me, and I would try to land something, and if it didn't work, I would run away. And that's how I sparred. A lot of people ask me questions about sparring, and when they show me the video, that's what I see the most. They think, okay, I'm all the way out, and I need to go try some stuff, and if it doesn't go my way, I gotta run. That's not how fighting works. In this video, we're gonna give you some alternatives to running away so you don't look like such a coward in sparring. To stop running away, you have to understand why you're running away. You're running away because someone is trying to punch and kick you and it's gonna hurt. That sucks. You have to get used to that. We have videos on composure and all that sort of thing, but let's assume that we're not a sissy anymore and we don't mind taking a little bit of a beating. We've become comfortable in our tight guard. Even if he's pressuring us, we know that we're mostly okay. If you're in sparring with your training partners and you can't do this and not get rocked and concussed and headached by the end of practice, you're sparring with the wrong dudes. They're not taking care of you. They're not teaching you. They're just using you as a punching bag. You know, if Cliff sees that I'm not having a good day and he's teeing off on me and he's going to town, do whatever your stuff is, right? And I'm just sort of doing this. Every time this happens and I get sort of lost, but I'm defending myself, he will usually slow down and back up. You know, and he'll give me a breather and he'll kind of invite me and give me some openings because he's trying to help me. If someone sees you doing this and uses it as an opportunity to keep hitting you until you do this, that person is not your friend. And they're not even a good training partner. So let's assume that we've sorted all that out, right? We don't want to go straight back. I'll never be able to go backwards as fast as he can go forwards. You know, he's always going to catch me, and I'm always going to be off balance when he catches me and probably tired. You know, don't run away, you'll just die tired. I need to go left or right, which is an intimidating thing when I think about running into those hooks. We're going to talk about just the footwork of going left or right, also how to deal with straight punches going left or right, or hooks or kicks going left or right. All right, so here's the thing. Someone's punching and kicking. You want to go this way. We're not gonna, and this took me a long time to figure out, that I could just go not only just with a side step, which you should know how to do this. If you don't know how to do this, you're way behind. You should know that it's not this and it's not this. Sidestep right, sidestep left. We should be able to do this. Not only am I not gonna go backwards, I'm not even gonna go sideways. I'm gonna go that way. And whether he's punching or I'm punching, I get his guard up and I sidestep. He has to adjust, right? And in that moment, I am safe and can counter. Now, yeah, stuff could happen. He could throw a lucky left hook in there somewhere. But where this comes from, why we don't feel like we can do this, is because we feel like to sidestep, I'm vulnerable while I'm doing that. Well, if I've told him, hey, you better block, and I sidestep, in this moment, he's adjusting, and I am attacking again. And then I sidestep, and I'm attacking again. As long as I'm moving side to side, I buy myself a little split second. Now, yes, you can get countered. Maybe I sidestep here, and maybe he's throwing his right kick as I'm sidestepping there. Shit happens. We're fighting, you know? But the idea, sidestep, boom, from open stance, sidestep, boom. When I sidestep, and this one here, this is one of the reasons I like this. If I sidestep here, he turns and brings me a lane to hit. You know, he creates the opening for me. If he doesn't, and I sidestep, I'm looking in his ear, and then I'm going across there. So he should adjust, or he can run away. On the other side, we got the step pivot. Now, Cliff, I will need your help on this. The step pivot, for me, very rarely materializes closed stance going this way, where you step and pivot. Mm-hmm. It doesn't seem to work out that way for me. I'm sure there's guys that have success depending on their range and timing. To me, this one works much better from open stance, right? Where I'm covering this hand, playing with this hand. I sidestep to further distance myself from the weapons on the right, and then I pivot and create a really dominant angle. He only has a couple answers, maybe a side kick, but side kicks don't work. See, go ahead, try side kick. See, nothing happened. If I can trick him into opening his stance, maybe I can pivot. But for me, do you have any insight on that? Like step pivot from closed stance?
Happen is possible, but avoiding this.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, like maybe like a elbow block or a parry or covering or trapping it. All right.
Yeah, so I wouldn't just like, just do it normally like here.
Boom,
Here,
yeah.
Make sure you're protected. Here.
Yeah. And that step right there, what are they? A lot of people have a different name for that. That step is, some people love it, some people hate it. No, do that one again. I never will do this in my life. Cliff does it all the time, has great success with it. Some people will watch the video and go, oh, you never cross your feet over, you know what I mean? I don't. Maybe you don't.
You're not really crossing your feet, you're just taking an extra step. Like, boom, boom.
Some people hate that though. But some people, but you look at dudes, there's dudes at high levels making that thing work. But the idea is that he ain't running away. Ooh. So the moral of the story is occupy them, and then you don't have to worry about running into their punches and kicks.
Right.
But what if they are punching? If he sucks and he throws the slowest jab in the universe, I could sidestep that. Right? But we can add in the slip with this. I fire this oblique, take this shoulder to this knee, right? And slip at the same time as I step. Now from here, I got a couple options. I can just make this just a small, if I get a good step to start with, boom, I can just fix myself up and continue fighting here. Or we have this little shuffle hop. I'll link a video we did up there on some of this stuff where I step and slip, right? And then shuffle to fix myself. That's a little more advanced, but there's nothing wrong with being out a little further. I'm reading his jab, give me a couple jabs, all right, getting the timing on that jab, all right, boom, bang. You know what I mean? Step, fire, load, fire. Slipping makes the right take a little longer to get to, right? So I slip, this right has further to come back, whereas if I get a good sidestep, the right comes quicker.
Yes. Definitely, you're going for that two, when you're sidestepping here.
It's quicker.
Yeah.
This one's loaded up bigger. There's pros and cons either way.
Yeah.
Now the other way is scary. All right? What I'm trying to wait for this right and step and slip that right. Sketchy. Right. Sketchy as hell. I understand why people don't like to go this way. I teach beginners in sparring a lot of times, like, this way is a better way to circle. And you'll hear, circle away from the power hand, away from the power hand. Yeah. But there's a time and place, particularly if I've convinced you that I only go this way. And I've got the timing right on your right, and or maybe you telegraph that right, and I know, boom, that I can step and slip that thing. It is a riskier endeavor, though. Because if you misread a slipped jab, it's not, no, go ahead, give it to me. All right, if I misread that, I got jabbed. If I misread this, I got hit and doubled the punch by slipping into it. So you really need to have that sorted out. In fact, sometimes if you cover this hand or you've occupied this hand, then I know it's the right, and I can reasonably predict when that right's going to happen. Same thing now. I can shuffle for my shot here, or this one, I get that, I bait the right out, right? Slip. Now I step pivot because the right has already come. And the right, you can't come twice. Not that close back to back. The last one, and I've seen people teach this, and I've not had a ton of success with this, but maybe your mileage may vary. Maybe you've got, you're better at rolling than me. I read that the left hook's coming, right? And I do this and step, right? I read that the right hook's coming, and I step. I read left hook, step, step. I read right hook, step, step. This is stepping. Instead of just rolling, I'm stepping and rolling. You'll need some leg muscles, but you can also add in a punch with it. Some guys do this, boom. Devastating, just not been my experiences that's worked for me. Big right hook, boom, that sort of thing. For me, what I've had much more success with is when I read that hook, if I do roll, using that shuffle and replace type technique. So I get in close, boom, bang, bop, bop, bing, bang. That's been my experiences. The shuffle, which comment below, I've done.
You're fighting in the inside?
Yeah.
So here, you're doing that. Here, you can see you kind of feel it a little better because you can kind of.
Yeah, you feel those hook coming.
Oh, yeah.
Boom, boom. That sort of thing. Which comment below if you want me to do like I've never done a full video on this. I mean, there's lots of videos on, you know, that Tyson type sequence.
Yeah.
Comment below if you think I should do a video on that. I'd be open to it. It's actually easier than people realize, and like almost anybody can do it. But more so than like individual techniques, me this way and that way and this way and that way, it's about mindset. So I'll link some videos. I'll put some stuff in the description down below that'll help you, because generally when people are having trouble early in sparring, it's with the same things. Everyone's special, but no one's special. We're all going through the same experiences. You got to stop running away, and you got to start making them run away.